Well, here we are in May Mental Health Awareness Month, and I've got a little interview lined up with Natasha Devedlaka Price, who is a professional makeup artist and also works as a mental health care provider. I think it's really important to look at how makeup can impact mental health. And I'm not going to pretend that I don't know Tasha. I know her for many years. She's a very good friend of mine, but you guys don't know anything about her and the incredible work that she does. So, Tasha, thank you for spending some time with us today. Listen, tell everybody a little bit about your journey into makeup. How did you get started? Because that's where it all started.
I mean, for me, it started at school really. I liked drama, but I didn't like actually performing. I liked the behind the scenes element. I liked helping people get ready, doing people's hair and makeup, and same going out, going out clubbing with my friends. As you know, I always like to do the makeup and the hair. And when I actually found out I could do a job doing that every day, that was me sold really. That's all I wanted to do.
And you've
Um,
done some incredible things doing makeup, haven't you? You've
Yeah, I've
tell me
been
a
very
little bit.
lucky. Yeah, I've been very lucky. I think I met an amazing makeup artist called Darren Evans. He took me on music videos and photo shoots. I was assisting him, and that was just, again, just a moment of, oh, I love this. I just want to do this. And then, obviously, you have to have, I had a small child as well at the time, so you have to find a consistent job, which isn't that easy in makeup. But luckily, I got a job at BBC studios, and it was set time, so I could fit that in with childcare, and that was brilliant as well. I learned so much. A lot of live television, so nerves were all going. There were a lot of mental health, moments in terms of, you know, in the makeup room. It is a calm place. It's supposed to be a calm place anyway, but that would be a place where people would come to relax, and we'd try and encourage them for their next step of their day, and so that's where I learned some of the skills that I'm using now in the job that I'm doing at the moment.
So how did that cross over? So what happened? You went from makeup. I mean, you're still a professional makeup
I
artist.
still
You
do makeup.
have a
Yeah.
website. You still do makeup and hair for people. That part of your life hasn't stopped. But you're also a service provider using makeup to support people with their mental health. So tell me how that crossed over.
So during lockdown, I obviously lost all my work. So did all my peers, because our jobs are so hands-on. Zero work. Like, there was jobs that I didn't get paid for as well. Like, it wasn't a great time in my life. Like, it wasn't for many people. And I felt really lost actually, and struggled a lot. And then through meeting a lady that worked at St Charles Hospital, um, she said, "Look, we need people to come in to do groups. Like, people are, we can get you through. Obviously I had to have my vaccination and things like that." So I did these. I first started at the. It's equivalent of like an A&E for mental health for females. So I started there doing the pop-up groups and just initially doing makeup, and it really took off. Like, even though people weren't going anywhere, the whole process of putting makeup on, listening to music, talking about products, and sharing beauty tips, it really was uplifting. And the hospital noticed this, and they said, "Look, we'd like you to keep coming back." So I just kept coming back, and then obviously lockdown stopped, and I went back to work, and they said, "Look, if we can raise some funding for you guys, could you come back?" And at that point I had a friend that was doing hairdressing, which is definitely a game changer for people's mental health. So we went on to work on mixed wards, older adults wards as well, which was, hair was really particularly important. And yeah, it's been busy since there really. And as long as the funding is there, we will keep going back. And we've noticed, well, what the staff tell us is they've noticed that people, it's a small step, but it's a small step to other bigger steps. Like, people are more likely to show up to important meetings. People are more likely to engage with family members if they feel like, it doesn't have to be full on makeup, but it might be just, a bit of moisturizer, nail polish, or even taking nail polish down, even kind of descaling the beauty. That's another thing as well. Some people want to really tone it down and go super natural, and then skincare comes into play, and the same with hair. And yeah, so it's kind of been an important part of getting well.
How do you, I mean, I suppose when you're suffering from depression or any sort of severe mental health difficulties, then self-care seems to go down the window. It goes down the window for most people. They really lack the ability to sometimes just get out of bed. So you working with a niche group that obviously are struggling with their mental health, how did you notice that doing makeup with them? What did you notice about them, how they were feeling, how that actually helped them? What are the things that you noticed working with them that made that difference?
I think finding the joy in it again, that it wasn't, like you said, that it could be like low levels of energy. Or also, let's not forget, a lot of people don't even have access. They don't have access to beauty products, and also, the price going up, people can't afford a lot. We're lucky, we work with a charity called Beauty Banks, and they donate a lot of these products that we can take them into the hospital, which has helped so much. But yeah, just having that bit of self-esteem back. It's like, maybe I'm not allowed to go out today, but at least my hair looks nice, and I smell nice. I really like this. We're all very sensory, aren't we? Smelling nice and feeling our skin feel soft again. All those things, they make us feel better. And that's where I notice. And also color, like, color is really important. I noticed people pick really bright colors, and that was, and it really cheered them up. And they'd say, look, I'm looking at my hands and I'm just loving this color, and it's giving me a little small piece of happiness. And it is, like I said, it is little small steps that lead to hopefully bigger steps.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I definitely can identify that because, like any normal human being, I have down days and
Yeah,
I struggle to want to look nice when I'm feeling down or make that effort. But actually, when I do try and push myself and just putting a little bit of color, a little bit of lippy on, just doing my hair, just doing something to take care of myself, which can be really tough times, especially for certain
yeah,
people that are struggling with severe depression. But it does
yeah.
make you feel better when you put something that you feel good in, that you do your hair, that you've had your hair cut. And I think you've made a really big point that actually some of these things are really expensive and people just don't have the money to be able to treat themselves even to the cheaper makeup. And you mentioned somebody called Beauty Bank that have been
Yeah,
supporting
they're
with supplying. That's brilliant. I mean, the fact that they're able to support with the makeup, to
oh,
support
we
with the
honestly, we
people.
couldn't really do it without them. They're amazing,
We'll make sure
because
we'll
we
give
wouldn't
them
be
a
able to
little
afford
shout
to.
out.
Yeah,
Sorry, go
definitely look.
ahead.
We wouldn't be able to provide the service we do without them, because there wouldn't be money to fund the products, because they are so expensive. And there are lovely people that donate. We have a donation box in the reception of the hospital, but you know we can't. But the beauty banks, every 3 months we will get 3 big boxes of essential beauty thing, and they also provide sanitary towels, toothpaste, things that are so expensive and people don't have access to. I
Yeah,
mean, what I've noticed is working at the mental health unit is, which is shocking, that some people have absolutely no support. They don't have that person they can call to bring something like toothpaste or a moisturizer in for them. They literally have no support at all.
it's so sad to think that, in this day and age, especially somewhere like London where we both live, that people are financially struggling to that degree, to the point that they're actually can't even afford to buy sanitary towels. You would have thought that this would have been passed a long time ago. So thank goodness for places like Beauty Bank and donations as well. And maybe if I can put something, a link of where people could donate, that would
Yeah,
be great if there's
definitely.
anybody that wants to donate. And being yourself a makeup artist, what do you think is, like, for you, your own mental health? What makeup is your go-to? Like, what makes you feel better?
I mean, I can't really go out without wearing mascara. I mean, I'm really in, as I've got older, I'm much more into my skincare now. I mean, you get older, the collagen drops, your skin gets dry. That's just part of life, and I accept that. But now I really, I have a strict routine. I stick to it now. Not like when I was 20, when you can get away with, sleeping in your makeup now and then. You just can't do that, when you get into your 50s. So I'd say makeup, mascara, and then obviously I kind of more than makeup now. I love my skincare, and
So,
I've
so
actually had to go a lot more natural since I've hit my menopause because my skin's got a bit sensitive.
That's interesting because I think I wear more makeup now than when I was younger. I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe I've just become more confident with it. I mean, I'm
yeah,
a
that's
woman in
great.
my 50s and I've gone through menopause, as you already know, but I went through very early menopause and I've noticed that it does impact my skin. And obviously, getting older, it's natural to get older. We can't stay young forever. And I think there is an importance of celebrating getting older rather than always trying to look in a particular way or have to feel like I
No,
think
embrace
most of
it.
the media thinks you have to look young forever. And I don't agree with that. I think
No,
embrace being older and enjoy it and feel good and look good for yourself and your age. But as a menopaused woman, what would you suggest is maybe the best thing for my skin? What's the best thing for me? Do you have any
I
tips?
mean, I always start with it's within. You can't. It doesn't matter how much you put on your face if you're not feeding yourself properly, which again is an issue in today's time when food is so expensive. But it's like we can't do all the sugar anymore. We can't, all that kind of stuff. We have to feed ourselves with kind of, nutritious food if we can. Lots of water, all that boring stuff. We kind of have to really be careful with alcohol and caffeine. That all affects your skin. And just
So a
use
healthy lifestyle in general makes a massive difference to skin, doesn't
absolutely.
it?
We just,
Like
I
looking
mean,
after yourself.
yeah,
I'm a great fan of natural products, and whether
yeah,
that's my general go-to. I know that that might be impossible sometimes, and affordability that might be impossible sometimes. But actually, there are lots of remedies that you can make at home. The stuff that you can use from your kitchen cupboard that helps with
yeah, yeah.
routine
I use
things.
I use castor oil at night, which is really thick, but it's great as a night treatment. I love jojoba oil. Coconut oil is brilliant. All of these natural things that we can also cook with, great. And also for your scalp, like I've noticed that I get even dry scalp now, which I never used to get. So I'll put castor oil or coconut oil on my scalp for a treatment once a week. Yeah, they're all great. And then also you can, add essential oils for the yummy smells, which good smells all also make us feel calmer and happier as well. And that's, again, our sensory side coming out. So it's all linked. It's all connected.
Yeah, I mean, self-care is key to anything, and making I know and remember sort of like the old 1950s and 1960s, some of the sort of like Hollywood stars would say, I'm not going anywhere without my lipstick
Yeah,
because it'd
yeah.
make
My
me
grandma
feel
was like that.
good.
Yeah, my
And
grandma was like that. And if it makes you feel good, do it. Just do it.
exactly. Do what makes you feel good. Don't let the media tell you what you should and
No.
shouldn't do, especially when you get to a certain age. I mean, I have no problems with people dyeing their hair. I think everybody should do what makes them feel good. I don't. I like embrace my grey at the moment. Should I dye it
Yeah.
one day, then so be it. But I certainly do support natural products because being a woman that's been in menopause, gone through menopause, and I'm on HRT. I mean, it's incredible that my HRT stickers are absorbed. My skin absorbs the hormones that I need, and for me,
That
it was
I
a
couldn't
game
believe.
changer.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how quickly that worked. So I'm on HRT too, and that really hit home. It's like, wow, we are sponges, and
Yeah.
it really changed my whole outlook about what I put on myself now.
It does. It shows you how your skin absorbs absolutely anything. So if you can put healthy products, I certainly support it. And this is not to advocate for HRT because some women don't use
You know,
HRT,
they
and I
can't
think that's
have it. Yeah,
wonderful. So, this isn't a yay or nay to HRT. It's do what is right for you and what works for you, really. But I just
exactly.
find it fascinating that your skin absorbs this stuff that so it tells you a lot about what putting products in your skin actually impact you. So Tash, if somebody wanted to get hold of you, they can get hold of you for consultations. They can get hold of you for if they wanted their makeup done.
Yeah, that's right.
You are available for work, sort of like as a makeup artist. So, what kind of stuff do you do? Do you do video consultations for people that want video consultations?
Yeah, I've done that sort of thing before. Um, yeah, one to one, meet in person, all that sort of thing. You can just get through to me on my Instagram. I've got all
Okay,
my
well, I'll
contact
try and make
details
sure.
then.
Okay, I'll try and make sure I leave a link somewhere here with your website and your Instagram page so that people can get hold of you, should
Thanks,
they
Joe.
want to have sort of a tutorial with you or whether they want makeup done by you. You know, I'll need to work that later because you know that I'm not completely media savvy. And you've written a book. You not only had your own salon, but you also have your own book, which I've got here,
Oh,
which is a
I haven't seen
fantastic
that for a while.
stocking filler. And, it's all about lips. It's a beautiful little book that goes through all kinds of lip
Oh,
color, lip
thanks.
care, lip health. So it's Amazon where people can get hold of this if they want a copy.
I don't know if it's still on Amazon. You can get it at Waterstones.
Okay, perfect. So if anybody
Yeah,
wants one, if they don't have it on Amazon, Waterstones is a fantastic support your local bookstores as well.
yeah, yeah.
And I'll leave a link. Anything that you want to say about this book, because it's all about lip care. What inspired you?
All I'd say about this book is that if you're obsessed with makeup, you'll get it because a lot of people, say, I can't believe you just did a book on lips. And I'm like, you're not a makeup person, are you? If you're a makeup head, you'll love it. You'll love all the tips and you'll know all the different iconic shades that I've added in there. And, like you said, if that's why, I'm wearing lipstick now. If it's my one, mascara and lipstick, it can change your mood. It can, it's easy to apply. You don't have to spend a fortune on it. Lipstick is magic. But then I'm obsessed with makeup, so I would say that. But
But lip care is
I
really
love it.
important. It really is important
Yeah.
to be able to look after your lips. I mean, my daughter absolutely loves this book. She has the most beautiful lips, and it's really nice not only what to apply on her lips, but also know how to take care of her lips, which is
And
super
also,
important.
yeah, as the lips, we don't have there's no protection there as well. So you have to be very, you have to, like you said, you have to look after them.
Well, Tash, thank you so much for spending time today.
Oh,
I
lovely
would
to
love to
see
have
you.
and you, my lovely, and I'd love to have another little interview with you at some point because I think we touched on quite a few important topics from menopause to makeup to looking after yourself, skin absorption. I mean, there's like a whole heap of stuff that we could go into deeper. If there's anybody that has any questions, please put the questions in the feed. I'll try and answer it. If I can't, Tasha, we could have a look and maybe answer some of the questions.
Okay.
And if anybody has any interests in more information about the topics that we discuss, please let us know so that we know what to go into next time. Tash, I really am
Brilliant.
grateful for your time. Thank you
Pleasure.
so
Absolute
much.
pleasure. Thanks for asking me. I'll see you soon.
Great. See you soon.
Bye.